Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. This is Domas. I'm at my grandfather's studio, my late grandfather, so you can have a look around. Where are we at? Yeah, he was a painter. Made me into a painter, I could say. Hello. There's some sculptures here. And in topic of schizotypal personality disorder, since we're sticking to that topic now, that's me and him during our show together that we did together. Thinking about STPD, it's interesting because I was reading about it yesterday a little bit, and it said somewhere that it could be genetical, and I started to think, okay, so who could have who out of my excuse me, who out of my relatives could have had it? And I'm not saying that he had it, my grandfather. I'm not saying that anybody had it, but none of my relatives have actually gone to a therapist. Like I don't know anybody that has gone and examined their brain, which is, I think, in some way really not good. I mean, you have to trust your therapist to give you the right diagnosis. And also made me think, how did I feel when I got my diagnosis of STPD? I didn't even ask. They just gave me some tests. And after the tests, they were like, don't you want to know your diagnosis? And I said, I thought you were going to tell me anyway. So, yeah, I felt, I don't know, I didn't feel any type of way. I felt kind of relieved because there is something wrong with me, because I always knew that there was some issues, but I didn't know what kind of issues they were. And as I was reading yesterday, that this disorder can actually grow into schizophrenia and other kind of disorders. But I don't know, I don't see any visions, any delusions. I think when I was using, drugs, I was, obviously seeing some hallucinations and stuff when I was on stuff, but that's normal, I guess, if you could call it normal. But as I was listening to this one therapist say that a lot of people on STPD end up being homeless, at least in America, because they have such mistrust in their relatives, their close people, and we just tend to push people away in a way, even if they want good for us, And there's treatments for SCPD, but best treatments are psychotherapy and medication, like antipsychotic medication. And I take some medication. I take Flunxol, I take bupropion, and I take mirtazapine. But I don't think that any of them are related. Maybe Flunxol is related to antipsychotics. So I don't know. Like I've read as well that we tend to get like socially anxious due to paranoia. And I've been noticing, the social anxiety doesn't decrease with time, because with familiarity. So we don't tend to be like, oh, I know this person now, I don't need to feel anxious around them. It's still there, and it's such a relief to actually know that, because um such a relief to know that, because I don't know how to explain this, but to me, it's always been like I needed a quiet place. I needed some time to think for myself. When I spend a lot of time around people, I need to like recollect myself. And, it's not easy to do that when you don't know what's wrong with you. When you, like, for example, you know, everybody around you seems to be normal, like seems to be okay with other people, talk with other people. Like I tend to have like difficulty even expressing some words, and even before like meeting people, um like I'm very open with you guys, and I'm very like I can communicate with the camera, because there's nobody there to answer, and I have to kind of take up all the time. Like I can't just sit here and just expect somebody to talk to me. Like, I can't just do that. Like so I have to talk, and when I talk, it's almost like a dynamo. Like I can talk for a while. I think I could talk and think of like new ideas, new things to think about. Um and yeah, and just like keep going. But when there's another person, but if we get along really well, even if we get along really well, sometimes I'm like, okay, I had my time talking with them. Now I have to take time off. And sometimes it's very quick. Like if I notice that people are not paying attention to me, and maybe that's a selfish way to think about it, but if people aren't paying attention to me and they're all about themselves, then it's not a conversation, then it's a monologue. It's like I have my monologue and you have your monologue. But if we actually care for each other, we're interested in each other, then we listen to one another. And it's not just one way, you know, which pisses me off most of the time. And why I don't want to spend time with people is because usually it's just one way. Like if you just let people know that you're a listener, and like people will just pour shit out on you without even realizing that maybe they need to shut the fuck up and ask something or be interested in another person. That's why, I could call it social anxiety, but I could call it just being logical. Like, why would I spend time with people that aren't interested in me? Like, why would I be interested in them? I don't know. That's why I love my people here, people that watch, like I see some people are watching and people are commenting, and I'm like, I don't know, it's self-absorbed, selfish, or whatever it is, but like I pay attention to you guys. Like I pay attention to what you say, what I can talk about, what I need to talk about. Like I'm I'm attentive to what you guys have to say. So I think like social anxiety could be just a logical thing too. Like I can spend that time on my own and not get tired, And that's why I'm trying to find work now that would be like I would be able to do it on my own. Like I wouldn't need people you know, to work with. That sounds probably really terrible, because like it sounds like I really don't like people, or something like that, but it's not like that. It's like it's the chaos of it, like the not knowing what's going to happen, like the just not knowing how people will act and react. So I guess this video today was on social anxiety. And yeah, paranoia can grow into social anxiety, or social anxiety can come out of paranoia. And um, that I think it could turn into schizophrenia eventually, especially if you smoke weed or like take drugs, that can really mess up with your brain as well. So I was a real advocate for drugs. Like I was like, weed is fine, like weed is amazing, and it's like, of course it's amazing when you're high, like, or if you have traumas that you don't want to face, like, of course it's amazing. But once you once you decide to go the path that is, let's call it the righteous path, when the one you consulting with, the one you're advising with, the one you're arguing with, the one you're having the best conversations with is yourself, then I think that's the path of the righteous. Because it's like, you can't lie to yourself. You can't be, I don't know, like, you can't fake it with yourself. Eventually it will come out. But I think people don't spend enough time on their own, or if they spend time, they're just like doing the next thing, like they're just jumping into the next thing that they want to do. And I mean, I guess it's cool, I guess it's all right, but I don't know, I need time to think, you know. So I think that ties in with social anxiety pretty well. And that's the video for today. I think that's what I had to say to you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work that you're doing in your surroundings, because every little bit of work that you do, every figuring out that you do in your own brain, that reflects on other people. Like, I was listening to this video today about aura, and how Carl Jung interpreted aura is like very energetic. It's like when you talking to people, like, people act differently around you because you have a certain type of aura, because you've been working with certain things within yourself. And some people do that work, and some people are afraid to do that work. And most people are afraid of their unconscious because there's lots of dark shit in there. Once you start to face that, you realize that, there's a lot of good stuff in there too. So I guess that's it for today. Now, for real. But I love you guys. I'm proud of you. There's good things coming. I found out that I didn't get a job that I was supposed to get. But oh well. I don't know. I'm relieved in a certain sense. In another sense, I'm gonna try to figure out what else I can do here. So that's it. Like, life goes on every single day. It's a beautiful path. You never know what's gonna be around the corner. So be ready, be excited, be calm, be humble, and be yourself. Love you guys. Till the next one. Have a great day, morning, or evening, or night. Take care. Peace.